Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the Sor Hands, the amazing Sor Hands Q&A podcast. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yeah, joining me is, once again, Joseph Birch, the Birch. How's it going, Joe?
Oh, it's going.
It's going. That's great to hear. Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, of course, anytime. Like anytime. Like
Within reason.
Within reason, not like every time, but any time mostly. No, you're a good asset to the show.
Thank you.
Because we're going to be answering classical guitar questions today, and maybe there'll be some religious ones too. Your expertise.
Well, there are those for whom classical guitar is tantamount to a religion.
Yeah. Exactly. As per usual, maybe we should start off with a little small talk, even though we've kind of already talked a little bit.
We should start off by doing what we're doing now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be a little awkward, like repeating ourselves, but what have you been up to?
Final semester of law school started today.
Nice.
It's going well. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of fun classes, doing some cool work stuff. So, yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Filed my bar application, so that's a load off my mind. Although, taking the thing is a load on my mind.
Yep.
But, it's a privilege, so.
Yeah.
How about you? How's everything going?
It's going well. I'm squeaking in my last grad applications.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure is very different from the kind of like stuff that you do. I feel like
probably not that different.
I feel like my applications are pretty easy. I'm just like super lazy. I'm really like going to the last second with the deadlines. That's okay. I have my first audition coming up in like a month. I've talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
I'm in like a bad place with my playing right now. I
find that hard to believe.
No, my nails. I've been neglecting the Sor Mozart variations pretty hard.
Oh.
And that's like one of my main pieces that I should be able to play. Because it's like a thing. You want to have like Baroque classical.
I was going to say, that's one of
romantic.
the main pieces that anyone should be able to play.
Yeah, yeah. And I can barely play it. So I've only looked at like the first two variations so far. So, and I'm changing all the fingerings pretty much because I learned it like years ago when I was a much worse guitarist. I just made a lot of dumb decisions. So,
which is a really good practice to do. Like if you've had a piece for a while, taking a critical look at it and figuring out what you can change in your approach.
Yeah, well, that's something that Chris McDonald said. I'm saying his full name. He's been on the show. It's not that anonymous here. That's something that he said, or something that he likes to do, which is sort of different, but like learn your piece and then just like set it aside for like a month and just see what sticks. Like try to forget it a little bit. Yeah. And see like what goes away.
Fair. I do feel like his approach to learning music, it can be very cerebral.
Yeah.
And I mean that as a compliment. Like, he's a very thoughtful musician.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm kind of doing that with the Sor Mozart variations where I've forgotten it, and now I have actually like forgotten a lot of it. Yeah. And I can sort of look at it again with my new, more experienced perspective.
Lovely.
So it's kind of nice. Other than that, there's not really much else going on. I've been kind of slacking on this podcast. This is like the only episode coming out this week, probably. But I've been busy. A part of me wants to make this like a channel perk for the main channel.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if enough people will watch it, though. Or I don't know if there's enough demand for this sort of thing.
I would hope there would be.
I wouldn't.
I'm revisiting the idea of restarting my podcast.
Oh, yeah?
From back in the day.
What was that one called again?
Well, that was Real Religion.
Ooh. I knew that. I just wanted you to say it.
Yeah. So, it started out as a SoundCloud thing, and then it became a YouTube channel where I did videos. And then there was a hiatus.
How old were you when you were doing this?
I started at like 17, 18.
Okay.
There was a hiatus that I came back when I was like 21.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, law school happened, and I wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah. Well, it's easier to start a YouTube channel when you got nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly. I was 17, and I lived in a town with a population of 2,000 people, and I was homeschooled.
Yeah.
So, like, what?
Yeah. So you had nothing going on.
I practiced a lot of guitar.
Yeah.
And I did that. But yeah, I'm thinking about restarting that as like a more traditional style podcast.
Yeah.
Sort of a, not a theology thing, a religious studies, sort of academic critical thing, focused on sort of interview style.
Oh, God. Sorry, everybody. We're out on a walk, as like we usually are. So there's going to be some ambient noise.
Ambient leaf blower.
Yeah. Just pretend that you're on a walk with us too.
Yeah.
And you're the third friend who like has nothing to say. And you're just sort of silently following us, wondering if we actually like you.
Yeah. The sidewalk narrows and you have to walk behind us.
Yeah. We're on the road, you're on the grass. Like, yeah. Yeah, we've all been that third friend.
But yeah. So anyway, if those start going out, then I will make you aware.
Yeah,
and I'll plug that on a future episode, perhaps.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait. I love. I've been finding I enjoy listening to stuff like that, like just sort of in the background when I'm practicing.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening. You might not know him, but there's another guitar streamer named John Crossley.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening to him sometimes when I practice.
Right.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's yeah, like podcasts and stuff. I've been kind of getting into that more.
Yeah.
So
as long as the media is the background to the practice and not the other way around, you're good.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Well, he's just practicing guitar too.
Yeah.
So it feels kind of
natural to.
Yeah, it's kind of like being in university.
Like you're doing it together.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway. Any more small talk to do before we get into
That's not usually how I do small talk. I don't usually.
It's only been 8 minutes though. We got more stuff to talk about. Do we?
I mean,
the weather's been getting cold. You want to talk about the weather?
It has been chilly for where we live.
Yeah. It's been kind of nice. Though I've been like, I don't know, I was a little like upset by how warm it was.
Yeah.
Because it's like upsetting.
Yeah.
That it's so warm, like so late into the year, or early into the year.
Yeah.
And now that it is finally cold and like winter temperature, I'm all like pissed off about it. I'm like, what the hell?
Just no pleasing you, huh?
Yeah, it really is. You know, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm a malcontent myself.
Yeah. I am looking forward to the summer, though.
Wow.
I know.
I've never heard anybody say that who wasn't like a full-time student or teacher.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean...
Well, no, or lived in like Minnesota.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you're somewhere that's having actual winter weather right now, you might be looking forward to summer.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Yeah, that's true. Anywho,
yeah.
I guess we can go ahead and jump into it. Put in our small talk. Alright, let's check out some of these videos I've been uploading. Today's video was pretty interesting. Oh wow, it's doing well. The views are higher than usual, but it was called Something's Gotta Change. The thumbnail is like a stock photo of a guy drinking.
Delightful.
Yeah. And something's got to change. Something has changed. I mentioned this in that episode, but I've started... God, let's get away from this shit. It's too much...
The ambient noise is going to be...
Yeah. Too much noise.
Yeah.
But
well, we could keep up the tradition of running into people I know during the podcast.
That'd be great.
I don't know if I would know anybody.
We should ask them like a rapid fire question if we do. Yeah. Yeah, no drinking, except for every week, once a week, which is like, I think...
None except every week.
Yeah.
Just the way it sounded,
It's better than every day.
Yeah, cutting down to once a week.
That can't hurt you. And I found the one day that I did drink, I didn't even drink an absurd amount.
Yeah.
I didn't get like rip-roaring drunk or anything.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
I just shared a bottle of wine with my girlfriend. Yeah. It was a large bottle, to be fair. You saw that photo I sent in the group chat. There's another item attached to the bottle that was... Never mind. But, you know what that was, right? Yeah. All right.
I do. They don't need to.
They don't need to know.
There's another bottle. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that video is doing well, so I'm glad that people... the first comment on it says, alcohol is for losers. You'll never reach your full potential. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. No, you're right. That's basically what I said. Let's see. Dang, there are actually some interesting comments on this one. There's only 5 so far, because it's only been up for like an hour.
Yeah, but if they're interesting.
I mean, we can go ahead and look into them.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Why not? All right, so this one is from J-Win Chester 1320. J-Win.
J-Win Chester.
Yeah, all right.
All right, John Winchester.
John Winchester. You said alcohol's for losers.
All right.
Which, you're calling my father a loser now. No, I'm just kidding. My dad hasn't been drinking either.
Well, good for him.
My dad's been doing this thing. He drinks 0-calorie beer.
Huh.
Which is like, I would never drink that.
Is it alcoholic, or is it like a non-alcoholic calorie?
Sorry, it's not 0 calorie. It's 0 alcohol.
Zero alcohol. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's but it has like 70 calories.
So he just loves the flavor of beer.
He
huh?
does.
Ah.
He just loves it.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, but he can't. He said they had to stop drinking because it's like gets like heart palpitations sometimes, and then it's like getting worse.
Yeah,
so I look forward to that.
Good for the old ticker.
Yeah, it's not good for anything apparently.
No, it's all alcohol is a carcinogen, which what isn't.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it is addictive. It is carcinogenous. It's high fat, high carb.
Yeah.
High sugar in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And it just decreases. It decreases everything you want, and increases everything you don't want.
Well, on the high fat thing.
I mean, compared to what?
Well, I mean, alcohol, like, it actually has no fat and no carbs.
Well, I was thinking of beer.
Oh. Beer
has carbs.
It doesn't have fat, though.
Well, no, it can't have fat. It's a drink.
But alcohol, it's I don't know if anybody knows this or if you know this, but it's the 4th macronutrient. It's like separate from carbs, fats, and protein. And it has a different amount of calories per gram than all of them.
I did not know that.
Yeah, alcohol is 5 calories on average per gram, while carbs and protein have 4, and fats have 9.
Yeah.
So it's like a whole new thing. But I mean, your body converts it into like energy. Like that's why you get fat from drinking it, of course. So it's all the same.
I don't know why I said it was high fat. I was thinking of anyway.
Yeah, I know, like mixed drinks or whatever.
Yeah,
like Kahlua.
Yeah.
Kahlua, Bailey's, that's high fat.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It's just a lot of extra shit they shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah. Which that being said, I mean, people hear that and they're like, oh, you're like a teetotaler, you're like anti-alcohol. No, I'm not anti-drinking for everyone all the time.
Yeah, drinking's awesome.
You can have a drink, have a good time if you're somebody who can do that. I mean, more power to you.
Yeah. I love drinking. It's great. God, I want to drink right now. Do you want to go to that restaurant? No, I'm good on it. And I'll tell you why I had the power to like not drink for a week basically.
Yeah.
It's because I started a fitness routine where I'm like actually thinking about like what I'm eating and stuff.
There you go.
And I find that that's enough for me to sort of just not want to.
Right.
Except for like on special occasions, which is Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, alcohol is for losers. You'll never reach your full potential as a drinker. You think that's true?
So
Good guitar questions here.
I know an English professor who said that a lot of people are into the whole tortured artist thing.
Oh yeah.
And
I
they're
love
like,
that.
oh, Poe was such a great writer. And he was an alcoholic. And at some point that becomes Poe was a great writer because he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And this guy said the truth is, think of how much more he could have published if he wasn't drunk.
That's very true. No, I relate with the whole like tortured thing, and like that's like there's a sort of romantic thing to alcohol. But I've had some days where like on like a weekend especially, it doesn't have to be a weekend for this to happen, but I'll just start drinking at like 10 a.m.
Oh yeah.
and I get nothing done that day. Like you just automatically just write that day off once you start. And now, like instead just like not that I would do that often, but like I've wasted days like that before.
Yeah.
Where you just go to the gas station, get a beer, go somewhere else, and you start drinking.
Well, I feel like anytime you burn a day on basically nothing, there's a certain amount of like you're gonna feel bad, and I don't mean like moral guilt either. I mean like your body is gonna be lethargic, your mood is gonna be depressed. You know.
Yeah.
It's not good for you. Now it's good for you to take a day of rest.
Yeah.
But it's not good for you to burn a day on indulgence.
Yeah. I prefer my rest at night. I don't know. Yeah, I hate resting like during the day. Like if I'm not getting stuff done like up until like nighttime, I feel awful about myself.
Right, but not like 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Or not like,
7 days a week.
Not
baby.
like 365. Like you take a day off. You take a day for leisure. At least for variety,
I think I do, but I don't think I ever really go a day without like getting something done. Like,
well, no, I mean it's pretty hard to not get anything done. I honestly would advocate that as a practice, like,
Yeah, because I have to edit like basically always. Like even today, like I woke up at 3 a.m. today.
Yeah.
Just because I was seeing my girlfriend off to work. And I stayed up for like 3 hours just editing today's video. And that's like a common practice for me. Not that has anything to do with what we were talking about. I'm just like bragging about how much I work.
Well, anyway. All right, well, anyway, to the comments. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan said alcohol for losers.
Oh, yeah, and one thing. You said that you won't reach your full potential on that. Or, I mean, I guess that's what I was talking about. Like, I do feel like just in my short stint of sobriety, more productive. But but something that I was actually scared of was like, I don't know, like alcohol can bring you to this place where you feel like more creative and even like you feel happier. Because I was concerned, like I was so used to drinking with Heather.
Yeah.
That I was like, am I gonna like not have fun all of a sudden? It was just like kind of a terrifying thought.
Yeah, wow.
Like it's scary. But over this week I've been finding like I've had like more fun for sure.
Yeah.
Like I've just generally felt better and like been in better spirits.
You want to turn around so we avoid that?
Oh yeah, sure. So yeah, that's like a trap. Not thinking that you'll be as happy or anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've talked a lot about.
Well, I mean, it's a big topic.
A lot of my content's on alcohol nowadays, and how much I don't think about it. You'll also remain exponentially delusional about normal life situations. Oh, exceptionally. Exponentially. Sorry. My brain's
Your delusion
all
is
fried.
multiplied by itself continually.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brain's all fried
From alcohol?
from a life of drinking.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, that's... There's something nice about just being sober and clear.
Yeah.
To give you that objective truth. Or like whatever you can, however close you can get to that at least.
Yeah, well, it's good to have all your wits about you.
That is good. Sometimes it's not. Like when you're trying to talk to girls.
No, then too. I think that's what he means about the delusion. Like, you're not
you're
better
like,
at anything when you're drinking. You're just a little bit more confident about it.
Yeah. Which that might not be good.
You did
for
bring
me.
up the idea of creativity, which I think is really interesting. The line between creativity and productivity.
Yeah.
Because creativity is not productive.
Wow. Speaking like a true lawyer.
Well, no. What I mean is,
freaking
creativity is coming up with the concept, and
Yeah.
productivity is executing it.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody, like, what I struggle with is coming up with ideas all the time, and then when I go to execute them, I have more new ideas that are more novel and more exciting, and I get distracted easily.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have that. I think that's
The
more
grass
common
is always
than
greener.
Huh?
The grass is always greener.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
The
more
other
common
idea.
than being like an uncreative workaholic. Although there are those too, and it's like
Yeah.
that's the
like
other
me.
struggle. It's like if you put me on an idea, I can be productive with it.
That's like me. I feel like I have no like vision for what even is a good or a bad idea. I just
Right. Well,
work,
and this is why, like,
I just work my ass off.
There's that Hemingway quote. If you want to talk about alcohol, there's that Hemingway quote where he supposedly said, "Write drunk, edit sober."
Yeah.
And I'm not advocating that, obviously, but it's kind of like the states that are going to make you the most creative are not the ones that are going to make you productive.
Yeah.
So, and I think, like, working in a more creative field is about balancing creativity and productivity. You know,
Yeah.
you're more creative when you're tired. You're more productive when you're well rested.
Really.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily more creative when you're tired. That was no oversimplification. But, like, late at night, early in the morning, when you're not, like, totally, like, awake and alert and going about your day, and when your brain will make connections that it otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
can see that. Yeah.
So it's the kind of thing, you know, there's ideal conditions for creative thought, and there's ideal conditions for productive work. And very rarely are they the same.
Yeah.
And if you try to create conditions that are ideal, you often will not be able to be creative or productive in them.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
The people that go on, like, retreats and they're like, all right, I'm going to lock myself in a cabin in the mountains for a week and I'm just going to write
my
book.
family.
That's when that's when it's hardest to write your book.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Talking a lot about, like, writing today. I don't know
Yeah,
why
writing.
that's the analogy we're drawing, but it is.
Writing is the thing.
Anyway, all right,
We were
so
talking
there.
about that. That was that question. I wonder if there are more questions since we've been talking. There are. Look at that. Wow.
All right.
Let's go through the last ones though. This one is from Canadian Divergent, friend of the channel,
Woo.
longtime viewer. He said, "Dude, are you Aries or Taurus?" Wow, man. I believe in astrology now. I am Aries. I'm an Aries guy, which is, by the way, the best one to be. Like, if you're ever asked, like, what you are, and you say Aries, there's, like, a certain air of, like, whoa, all right, Aries.
Really?
Yeah, Aries.
What's your
That
moon and your rising, though?
I don't fucking know. Are you kidding me?
Oh man, you never did your full chart?
I'm sure I did. I don't remember that, though. All I saw was Aries first, and I was like, hell yeah, that's it.
Oh my god, that's such an Aries thing to say.
Yeah, there we go. Boom. Aries is the best.
Kidding.
What are you again?
Capricorn. So to be specific,
That sucks, bro.
Which, like, Capricorn, dude, no, we're, like, grounded.
Dude, at the bar
we're
or at the
grounded
club,
and responsible.
at the club, you drop like I'm a Capricorn. That gets gets the girls the ick.
Yeah, at the club. Yeah. The
Aries though, when you say you're
Capricorns
Aries,
aren't
it's
at
like
the club
oh
to begin with.
yeah.
The book club.
Ooh yeah.
No. So to be clear though, I'm a Capricorn sun, Leo moon, Scorpio rising.
Scorpio. That's like the sociopath one. Right?
No, well, I mean,
That's like
No.
that's the one at the club too. That's a little like mysterious.
I once got unmatched with on a dating app for being a Scorpio rising.
Yeah, I mean for good reason.
They
It's
were like,
psycho.
I was like Capricorn. They're like, amazing. What's the rest of it? I'm like, oh, here. They're like, no.
You know, you probably didn't want to interact with that person anyways.
Oh no, God no.
So,
Well, that was
fine.
that was like I
or
was
maybe
20.
you did. I don't know.
No, I mean I was 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of those seemed like the thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
and it wasn't, and it didn't go anywhere. So that's good.
Yep. We're
glad my life has brought me to the point that I'm at.
Yep. I mean, you have to be, right?
No, you don't have to be. You could want to change your life, and then you should do it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's such a Capricorn thing.
Depending on what you want.
So grounded.
If you want something bad, then you should try to stop wanting it.
That's the Scorpio in you. Don't want the bad stuff. Don't break any hearts. All right. Dude, you're an Aries or Taurus? I am an Aries. Thank you for noticing. Hold on. When are you going to do more epic closet practices? Okay. I do that whenever I'm at my girlfriend's place. She is a Sagittarius. And so because of that, she likes to sleep in on her days off.
Because of that.
I mean, well, yeah. Directly correlated to that.
Directly, yeah.
Yeah. 1 for 1.
For no reason but.
Yeah. So she sleeps in. I wake up early. Just because that's how I do it. So I end up waking up at like 8 a.m. or whatever, which isn't even early, really. But it's early for a musician. And I'll practice in that closet. So I do them often. Like every time I'm there, which is like 2 or 3 nights a week, I always end up in that closet. So, I'm sure I'll film more in there. He said, haha.
So you're in the closet.
You said, what the GD hell is that accordion doing on your shelf? A lot of lore questions, man. So the accordion, that's an accordion.
What it's doing on the shelf, it's sitting there?
Yeah.
Being an accordion on a shelf?
It's being displayed.
It can't do much.
Well, hold on. I'll tell you what it is. It's just being displayed there. That accordion belonged to my stepmom's father, who passed a few years ago. And that, I believe, kind of an interesting thing with that. This could be completely wrong, because I might need to confirm some of this, but they were escaping Germany, like in the 40s or something like that, like as kids. And I think that accordion was from Germany, like from before then. So it's like an old ass accordion. It's pretty dope.
I've seen the accordion. It does have like a German, like it is German.
Yeah.
And it appears to be pretty old.
Well, yeah, and it's cool because he has a bunch of songs or like leader taped on it.
Oh wow.
So I don't know how to play it though. I tried learning how to play it for a bit, but I never got there.
What the GD hell is that family heirloom doing in your home?
Yeah, it's just chilling there. I don't play any keyboards, so it's just chilling. But I won't be getting rid of it, and I will dabble on it on those days that I get drunk. Are you sure you don't want to start playing cello again so you can rename your channel Cello there again? And that's referring to my April Fool's.
Oh my god.
Cello.
That was so funny.
Well, Canadian Divergent, he plays cello and trumpet and guitar.
Wow.
But I think cello is like his main, like he loves the cello.
Wow.
So he's just trying to indoctrinate me into that. Yeah, that didn't have anything to do with the topic, but it's always nice to hear from Canadian Divergent. Next one, Ferit 011. Current data on my stroke and cancer risk indicates that nobody really should be drinking more than once a week anyway. I bet you I can make that stuff happen to me drinking once a week. Is that really the safest thing? Just drinking once a week? And then of any quantity?
You said a big quantity?
Yeah, oh yeah, huge.
That
Gigantic.
So that would be called binge drinking.
Yeah, but it's only infrequent. Oh shit. I'm trying to get us killed out here.
So binge drinking can still be like alcohol abuse disorder.
Yeah.
And it's really more, huh?
You ever binge drink?
So, and it really has more to do with quantity than frequency.
Avoiding the question.
Obviously, there's like a point at which that's not true.
Yeah.
Like if you drink once a year, you couldn't drink enough and live to make up for not drinking the rest of the year.
Watch me.
Well, you would die.
Beer. Yeah, true.
But then.
Ooh, maybe down there.
There's, I mean, if you drink They had a guest lecturer come and tell the law students my first year that, like, problematic drinking was more than 7 drinks in 7 days for women. And, like...
More than 7 drinks in 7 days?
For women.
So, like, 1 drink a day, like a martini?
Yeah, and I think it's, like, 2 for men.
Oh, hell yeah.
But that's, like...
I could drink 14 drinks in 1 day and have it be, like, right at the threshold.
But that was a lawyer, not a doctor. That was just a lawyer quoting a doctor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And lawyers are infamous for rampant alcohol abuse. So they were trying to like talk us down to 14 drinks a week.
Yeah.
Which is a high number.
That is.
If anybody's listening, that's a very high number of drinks.
Yeah. Well, I remember, yeah, that's the thing. The last checkup I got, which, even that last checkup was a little troubling, too, because it came back with, slight, one of my liver enzymes was, elevated.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're having...
That was years ago.
If you're in your 20s, your checkups should all be perfect.
Yeah.
Unless you have, a condition that you know about.
Well, to be fair, I didn't follow the protocol before.
Because everything can be perfect in your 20s, and what you're doing is still going to kill you in your 40s. You know, it just hasn't caught up with you yet because your body's so young.
Yeah. Well, in my defense, I didn't follow the protocol before this blood work, where I kind of ate food and stuff.
Oh well.
And but it showed.
I could definitely skew your results, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
And I only got it done once, and it was actually during a time I wasn't drinking that much.
Okay, yeah.
So after that, I started drinking more.
Because you were so worried about your drinking?
Yeah.
Made you drink?
Yeah. And now sometimes my back will just randomly hurt, and I'm like, it's nothing.
Fine. I find that with food, where if I'm really, if I really feel the need to eat better or to eat less, then I'll have this overwhelming urge to not do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm trying to restrict myself at all, or if I'm stressed about it at all, I'll be like, oh my god, gotta eat.
Gotta eat. Yeah, it's tough. The stuff is tough.
Well,
you know.
Life is hard, and what's your alternative, huh?
That's true. We don't have to talk about the alternative right now.
No.
We shouldn't actually.
Well, there ain't one.
Yep. But yeah, current dad on stroke cancer. Yeah, that's the thing. There was a study that was perpetuated maybe 10 years ago that a glass of wine a night's healthy for you.
And then they debunked that.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, no amount of alcohol is good for you.
Yeah.
It's a vice and it's bad for you.
There's an amount of alcohol. There's a low amount of alcohol which is going to be negligible in its effect.
Yeah.
That's basically anything that's bad for you. There's a point at which you had so little that it's not going to harm you.
Yeah. Well, your stomach produces a little bit of alcohol every day.
Well, it's the same thing with trans fats and refined sugars and aspartame and preservative, anything that's bad for you. It's bad for you in certain amounts over time.
Aspartame, I have to push back on those last two.
Well, what I'm saying is
I think they're good for you.
The reason that I said aspartame is because we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
And you've said it's on the list of carcinogens on a tier that has a lot of other things that people regularly have.
Yeah, like aloe vera.
And
working night shifts.
The idea is that if you had massive quantities over a long period of time, that it would elevate certain risk factors.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at with a lot of these things. But that's what I would say. And certain things just are bad for your body, but you can have a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and one thing, alcohol on that carcinogen list is the next level higher, paired with smoking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those are the actual proven carcinogens. There's no risk or there's no speculation to it.
Yeah.
We know definitively that alcohol is not very good for you.
Should make the trek back towards where I'm parked so I can be ready to go when I need to.
Oh yeah, sure. All right. Anyways, we're just kind of non-experts ranting about stuff we don't know anything about.
Yeah. Well, we are non-experts, but we do know that we have like a civilian familiarity with this.
Yeah, and that's what
a medical professional can come correct me in the comments, but everything I'm saying is stuff that like I've heard them say. So like,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. No, we're this is not an academic. Don't come here to learn anything.
About come on, about guitar, yeah.
About guitar, don't try to learn anything else though.
Yeah, no.
That'd be foolish. The best thing that you can get from this is maybe inspiration to not drink.
Yeah.
But you know, other than that, don't whatever.
Yeah.
Next one.
Yeah.
Love the channel, thumbs up.
Thank you.
The alcohol thing is very sneaky and seductive. Yeah. I found for myself that simply not drinking is the way to go. Nerd. I don't make a big deal of it. I just don't drink. Keep up the good practice. Cheers. Nice. Yeah, I'm holding out hope. Did I read his name? Sorry.
No, you didn't.
Let me read your name.
No.
Friend. Sorry, I called you a nerd. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nerd channel.
That is true. Fred Van Vector. Fred Van Vector is his name. Fred. I'm holding out the hope that I can still drink a little bit and that I don't have to just fully go like no more drinking, because I do really love drinking. Like the feeling that it makes me feel. It makes me feel like better, like for a little bit. Or how I like to describe it, it feels like it takes the happiness from tomorrow and gives it to you today. You know what I mean? Because I always feel worse the next day. Yeah. So even if I just have one drink, I feel a little bit better. And then tomorrow I'll feel just a little bit worse.
Borrowing happiness.
Yeah, but then if you get like drunk, like while you're drunk, it's like I'm euphoric. And then the next day I'm like depressed.
You know, delay gratification then, right? Like,
yeah.
If every day you're like, I could borrow some from tomorrow, but why not have it tomorrow?
That's true.
And then every day you go, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Or if you want to really delay gratification, become an alcoholic for like 10 years and then get sober. And think about how good you'll feel.
No. a lot will have gone downhill in your life in that 10 years.
Yeah, probably.
Which you can get sober, and then 10 years after you get sober, your life might be better than it ever was.
Yeah. Super delayed.
Yeah.
10-year time scale where you just ruin everything and then build it back up. No, it's...
But most problems are easier to avoid than fix, so... Try not to become an alcoholic.
Yeah. That's true. And you know, the issue with like not drinking for me, and I've noticed this with like food too.
Yeah.
Cause like I love eating food.
Yeah.
Like I've gained weight before and gotten like close-ish to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I find that what's so hard about abstaining from stuff is the required inaction in it. Like you have to not do something.
Right.
And I find it so much easier to do stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, like doing the cardio, because that's really the main thing that's like helped me stay on track. Because even my eating too, like I've been eating like a clean machine since starting like in January.
Yeah.
And what helps is taking that initial action, like to do an hour of cardio.
Yeah.
And like sitting there bored out of my mind, like 10 minutes in, thinking about how I have 50 more minutes to go.
Yeah.
Like once I actually get through all that, I'm like a monk, you know? Like I have full control over everything. And it's like, do I want to drink alcohol? Like, no. Do I want to eat anything that's not just like protein and like clean? It's like, no, not really.
Yeah. You want to hang it right?
Yeah. So but that's the action. Like even though it like sucks and it's hard, I find that taking that action, at least I did something, and then it makes it easier to like just abstain from that stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
But just waking up without doing cardio, I'm like, I don't know, I just get so hungry, and then I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, it's harder. So I don't know. That's what I've been doing.
Oh. Do we have some guitar questions we could jump on?
No. I don't have any guitar. Let's see. That would probably be good.
This is feeling a little too much like a podcast.
Oh man, there's new questions to answer though.
Oh.
This one's from Jazz Guitar. Neophyte. Whatever. One drink a day is fine. I always take a shot of bourbon or scotch. Okay. I don't tell me that right now.
Note
man.
the screen name.
Yeah.
This is advice from Jazz Guitar Neophyte.
Yeah. Don't tell me this right now. I'm like a little too receptive to it. One thing that's great with bourbon / scotch is I take it slow. Yeah, I used to do that too. I have a hard time just drinking one shot of bourbon though. I'll have like 2 or 3, you know. But I'm glad that you can do that. I mean, I'm sure like one. I mean, what kind of? If we're talking about like one shot, like you know, like an ounce, that's probably fine. But you know, is this a home pour shot? Fill in the glass like halfway. You know, put some ice in there. Like
anything that's one continuous pour can be considered a shot.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, you got to be careful with it. It's easy because I remember I used to do that actually, and when I lived in another place where I would drink bourbon a lot, I would like try to limit myself, and I found that the pours just kept getting higher and higher. Like it's so easy to just keep filling it.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then the last one from James Alexander. If you switch to champagne, you're not drinking, you're celebrating. And we celebrate every day, baby. Every day we celebrate. All right, let's get to...
And that's Alexander technique.
That's Alexander technique. That is right. All right, we'll look at a guitar video. We're only 40 minutes in.
We'll look at a guitar.
We'll look at a guitar. Let's see, have I practiced enough? I have been summoned for an audition. Maybe we can answer some questions on there.
Yeah, we talk about audition.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, so this one is from FidDid. I don't know how you can get 250 grams of protein. I struggle to No, we're not going to go into that. Let's see here.
You can.
Oh, there's a lot of nutrition talk in this one.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've been thinking about it a lot. God made arsenic, eat it. Damn, son. What, okay, here we go. What advantage does a master's degree... Oh, this is from Malcolm, the guitarist.
Okay.
Friend of the channel.
Yeah.
What advantage does a master's degree give you? Seems scary, the prices of college in the U.S. Wouldn't you be better off just with private lessons with a teacher of your choice?
And the price of that is not scary? Compounded over...
Yeah, these guitarists charge so much, man.
Yeah.
Not me, though. I'm affordable.
The thing that a master's degree does is it'll open certain doors that nothing else will really open.
Yeah.
And...
There's a certain, like... there's something to having that MM next to your name.
Yeah.
You know? Like, if I ever want to do anything, just having my name, MM Cameron Fernandez.
Yeah.
It just looks better. And honestly, like, this is not going to be, like, the last... like degree or performance certificate. Like I'm probably not ever gonna get a doctorate's degree because I don't really care to do like assignment stuff that's like assigned to me like that. Like I have so many ideas for projects, I just want to do them on my own. But having that MM gives you a lot of credibility.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel that the school, like I'm sort of just leaning towards, like speaking of the prices, I'm just leaning towards whoever gives me money to do it. And whoever just seems like it'll be like a good experience.
It is a big financial decision, and you have to figure out how you're going to pay for it, and if the investment is going to have enough return for you.
Yeah.
And that's a decision that you make based on factors individual to you, you know?
Yeah. Like I just feel somebody at my age, like say I even wanted to get like a performance certificate in something, like I just feel like I'm a better candidate in general. Like with the MM than without it. Like it shows like a certain like seriousness, I think, which is like kind of stupid. I agree.
It is,
but it's just how the world is.
You should be able to, especially with something as like tangible as like music performance.
Yeah.
To where like you can either do it or you can't.
Yeah.
You should just be able to get along fine without a degree.
Yeah, which you can. Like,
Yeah.
like I could be doing all the same stuff that I do now.
Right, but there are certain things professionally and socially that even though it's stupid, the degree helps you be able to get.
Yeah.
It gives you access. But the other thing that studying anything at a university should give you is access to experts and a community
Yeah.
in the thing automatically, and they're going to find opportunities for you.
Yeah.
Which you might not have on your own.
This might be arrogant, but that's like the least interesting part to me. Because I feel that I've already like developed a community that's going to keep growing over time.
Sure, yeah.
And like I feel that as far as opportunities go, like I want to go down a path where I don't have to like I never want anybody to tell me that I'm not good enough. Like in that, like not good enough for a job or like anything like that. Like I just want to, if I want a job, I will just make the job.
Oh,
and then I will work it.
I don't necessarily mean opportunities in the sense of like you have a shot at this. I mean like they facilitate you getting to do things that you wouldn't otherwise get to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I totally understand. You're like
I think what I've done here is like it's powerful for that sort of thing because I have like outreach now.
Yeah.
Like and people know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, like even I was talking to Chris the other day.
Yeah.
And he said for his job that like one of his colleagues like just Googled him.
That way.
Or he said that one of his colleagues just Googled him, just like routine, like just checking.
Yeah.
And he talked to him. He's like, "Whoa, dude! Like you made it on Sor Hands." So his colleague knew Sor Hands previously.
Wow.
He was like impressed by it.
He was impressed that Chris was on Sor Hands.
Yeah, like he knew Sor Hands previously, and he found Chris, he Googled Chris, and it was like one of the first things that came up, like him teaching me on my show, and he was like, "Whoa!" Like, yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah, no. So it's cool having like outreach, where I feel like a lot of like if you're into classical guitar, there's like a somewhat of a chance that you've probably seen me.
Yeah.
So having that is special. So like there are things that a master's degree will help me with.
Yeah.
Like first off, like I have a teaching business.
Yeah.
And it just gives me more credibility as a teacher to like have gone through education. Like that's the thing with even like school teachers, like they force them to continuously pursue higher education like every like 5 or 10 years or whatever. Like I remember my mom having to do that because she was a school teacher.
Yeah.
And she had like I think 2 master's degrees or something.
Yeah.
Just because they say like you have to.
A high amount. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
And that's an example like.
It just shows dedication, which that she was forced to do that, but like I want to do that just because I want to learn in like an academic setting.
And there is something to say like, oh, I'm offering guitar lessons. They're like, well, why are you offering guitar lessons?
Yeah.
And you could say, well, my ability speaks for itself, but it's like, okay, I have an ability and like an education.
Yeah.
Like a formal education, and that says more.
Yeah.
You know.
And I would be lying if I wasn't thinking about this. Like, that's 2 more years of just like content ideas too.
Yeah.
Where I can, because I think it would be
True.
cool to like sort of document the process of getting a master's degree, and that gives me even more credibility as a teacher because I'm literally showing you like everything I'm learning.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, like you can sort of.
You can chill right over here for a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Like what I'm saying is like if you want me as your teacher, you will be directly like getting sort of the experience that I'm getting as somebody working through a master's degree and also pursuing like the guitar at a very high level.
Yeah.
So I'm not just one of those teachers that's just like sitting in their music store practice room. Not that that's a bad thing, but like not learning more, just kind of like using what they already know.
Right.
And not like exploring anything.
Right.
But that's a good point. It's expensive, and I would definitely.
Would you ever want to teach at like a college?
Probably not.
No? Okay.
I love what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I want to take that as far as I can take it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then hopefully make enough money to where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what
so
we're doing.
no Professor Sor Hands in the immediate future?
No. Maybe like really late on. Like it would be like a retirement job if I wanted to do something like that. Because I wouldn't mind that either. Like just go to some like low level university.
Yeah.
And just get some like just health insurance and benefits and like $60K a year, just a kind of small salary for a professor, just like chill.
Yeah, yeah.
Have like 5 students or whatever. That'd be kind of fun. But no, nothing that's like high pressure.
Yeah.
Like anything like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like there are reasons to do it, and most of all, YOLO. Like you might as well. Like what else? What else am I doing? You know.
Yeah.
It's better commitment. Like I could get a teacher, but I could stop the lessons like at any point. And I know that all of you know this as like adults, like take lessons for a few months, and then you might just sort of like drop off. Like there's nothing holding you there.
Because you're enrolled in a degree program.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you burn out then. You have to do it.
Yeah, you kind of put your stake in the ground. I made that comparison with law school. So here's the thing, right? I feel like any program like this, you go, all right, can I afford to pay for it?
Yeah.
Can I get scholarships? Can I get fellowships and what have you? And then if I have to take out loans, which most people do for their education these days in the United States, if I have to take out loans, what realistically is the financial return going to be? How am I going to pay off the loan? If you're going into a situation taking out a loan and you don't know exactly how you're going to pay it off, that's when you need to go, wait, should I do this?
Yeah.
Like I took out some loans for law school, a relatively small amount for a graduate degree, but a relatively high amount to look at and go, I owe that money. But you know, and my premise was, I can make in my first year of full-time work, I can make the amount that I borrowed.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a reasonable investment.
Yeah. No, I agree. Which, like, obviously that does not carry over to a music degree.
No, unless you are pursuing like a professorship and you feel like you have a good shot at teaching positions.
Which I feel like is unique for my situation because I'm so not pursuing that. I feel like everybody's pursuing that.
Well, but it's great to be somewhere for just the love of the thing, just to study the thing. And I feel like not enough people admit that they're doing that when they go to college, because almost no degree is a job. Yeah. Like trade school is for getting jobs. That's what's great about trade schools, and more people should go to trade schools. Mm-hmm. We need more tradespeople.
Oh yeah,
and they make a fine living in a lot of trades.
They make like teaching guitar is like a trade in my eyes. You probably make similar money if you're working full time. Like, yeah. So,
but that being said, I mean, so many people, you know, if you're going to a university to study something, like it's great to have the privilege to just be going to study that.
Yeah. I'm very lucky to be in my situation.
But I mean, that's a great thing to do, you know.
Yeah. I'm lucky. I've worked really hard since my first degree though to put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Because I went through a lot of.
And I feel like that's, you know, being in a good position is hard work and luck.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Very few people get there by one or the other.
Yeah.
Like almost nobody has a good life purely luck.
Yeah.
But hard work doesn't guarantee it either. So it's both. Yeah. It's a little bit of both.
That's true. Yeah, you got to be in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. Yeah. My life wouldn't have worked out the same way if I played oboe or something. Guitar, I owe a lot to just the instrument itself and its popularity.
Wow, yeah.
Because I would not. Because, I mean, I made all my money, like, teaching guitar.
Its popularity, which, like, there's so many things even that go into that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it can be a solo or an ensemble instrument.
Yeah.
The fact that it's portable.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and it's just, like, it's perpetuated since, like...
Yeah.
Like, it's just been in the music industry forever.
Yeah. And it's still, like, if you turn on the... And a lot of musicians like to complain about, like, top 40 and, like, radio. And, like, sure, yeah. That's not what I'm going to, like... I don't listen to the radio very much, but, like, if you turn on the radio and you listen to the radio for half an hour, you'll hear guitar.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee, on any station. I don't care, hip-hop,
yeah,
pop.
The samples, it's all guitar, some little guitar melody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, definitely. Turn on any radio station and you will hear guitar within... and half an hour is, like, me hedging.
Yeah, no, you'll hear it at, like, soon. It's... Besides piano, which is, and not even like the acoustic piano, but like keyboard, like fake sounds, and then guitar.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what you got for like music, and then drums.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah. So, it's a good time to be a guitarist. Especially now for classical
It's
guitar.
been a good time to be a guitarist for like.
Well, 20 years ago would not have been as good of a time for me being a classical guitarist.
True.
I would have to be like a rock, like shredder guy.
There have been
'Cause
peaks. There have been peaks and valleys. Like I know people who were gigging when the disco era hit fell on hard times.
Yeah.
And then the 90s kind of brought back like acoustic guitar, but classical, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What was 20 years ago? 2005.
Yeah. Great time for music. Not
Great
classical
time,
guitar.
not for classical guitar.
Pop punk though.
Yeah, no, 2005. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so it's a good time. So I live by these rules, or these words, get while the getting is good.
Yeah.
And that's my advice to everybody. Say yes to everything. That's like an opportunity.
Yeah.
Not just anything.
Yeah.
But anything that's like money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when I had like 50 students,
Yeah.
and then I just suddenly opened my schedule up to like 85 students. Just say yes. Like, worry about how you'll handle it later, and just say yes to it, and just do it, and just
If
figure it
the
out.
door opens, walk through it.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Follow the money. Just do it. Yeah, I think that's a good place to end this one off.
All right.
We're almost at an hour.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta head on over to class.
You know it.
All right, well, let's wrap it up. Once again, we have Joseph Birch as a guest on the amazing Sor Hands Q&A podcast. Whoa. Of course, check out my main channel if you want to see all the other stuff I do, like offer guitar lessons, and you can buy some clothes. Do you want some clothes from me? You can buy that. Reasonable prices. Like, not really. But it's merch, so, you know. It's not like you're shopping at Walmart. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, any final words?
Practice your scale.
Practice your arpeggios. All right, bye.